All right. Fastest 15 minutes in social media, fastest 15 minutes on the internet. My name is Judson Powell. This one right here came to me in a dream, and it was real. I don't know, it was real eventful, but I got the message loud and clear. And the message that the universe sent to me last night in my dream was black folks need to stop holding other black folks to a higher standard than they hold white folks. Let me repeat that. Black folks need to stop holding other black folks more responsible than they hold white folks. And this was coming to me in the context of business, and who it really it focused on all of the new upstart businesses. I saw, and I think what might have triggered it is that yesterday I saw somebody that made a post that basically said, that your little business, your meager beginnings of a business is not really a business. It basically said Jeff Bezos has a real business. You just have a hobby that you make a little bit of money at. But everything has to start off small. You know, when you growing something, what happens? You plant the seed. The seed is not huge. Most seeds are very small. Some of them are very, like your whole mustard seed thing. But do not despise meager beginnings. A minimope. That's one of his. It's not the Bible, y'all. It's in the Bible, but it was stolen from our ancestor. So don't despise meager beginnings, and don't talk about some if they're doing whatever they can in order to start a business, then the Most High should bless them, and we should bless them as well. And so then I started thinking about, well, I wasn't thinking, I was dreaming. Then I started dreaming about products being sold and just ways of promoting and marketing products and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It was a weird dream. But and then when I woke up, the first person that I thought about was Master P. And I'm like, look, y'all, go buy some of his stuff. Buy his tennis shoes. Buy his food. Buy all that. But we hold black folks to a higher standard. Y'all go in the market, y'all will see something that was created by a white person, and y'all will go ahead and buy it and won't say a word. It won't, and it could even be a product that's not even good. A lot of times that's what happens. You go in, you buy a product. I'm not saying that their products are going to be perfect, but we need to understand that when we look at these products and things like that, we need to give our brothers and sisters some slack. They're starting out. They haven't had a 400-year head start or a 263-year head start or whatever you want to. 67-year head start, whatever you want to call it. However you want to add it up, they had all of that time. That's why I keep telling people, read that book. Black people invented everything. Read all these things, like especially, Black History Month just passed. We're in the second day of March, but go back and look at those things that we invented and we created. But we did not realize the money and the profit from those inventions. And then white folks came along, patented it, trademarked it, all of that stuff, legally, the legal stuff, and we got left out. They created corporations, they created LLCs and corporations and closed corporations and all these different things in order to try to hide the money from us. Because who are they really hiding the money from? Remember, Dr. King didn't get assassinated until he started talking about an economic program, till he started talking about how to get that check cash that was marked insufficient funds, how he was going to get the funds that they promised us. Even at three fifths of a man, you still owe us money. Come on, y'all. Go with me. I'm saying y'all got to listen to this. And then, but what we do is, once again, we go to the Malcolm X theory that white man's ice is colder. Not true. In fact, our ice has been better. Our ice has been better for over 50,000 years. They still did, I posted on my timeline on Facebook, they still pulling stuff out the ground. They found a 13-foot papyrus that talking about what? The Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day, which the white man renamed the Book of the Dead. It's not dead. It's not no Book of the Dead. It's the Book of Life. The Bible is the book of death. Sorry. I hate to tell y'all, but the Ankh means life, the cross means death. That's the meaning. So every time the same thing is y'all don't understand spirituality. If you understood spirituality, you would realize, just like do you realize they pulled a golden Donald Trump idol into the CPAC meeting? Think about it. But yet and still, we afraid to be, or we tell people, oh, if you're a light worker, or if you're a, LIGHT worker, light worker, or that you know the ancestral spirits, and you call on those spirits, then somehow you're evil, or you're maniacal or diabolical, or somehow you go against the Most High. But remember, the Most High invented everything. And if y'all don't know, and some of these billionaires, you don't realize, just like Beyonce channels spirits. Jay-Z became rich after he started Alexander Crowley. Think about it. But yet and still, we're standing up there and we're going, oh no, we can't do that. But you're going to meet the spiritual world anyway. Everybody is so got so many judgmental things about the spiritual world, and what you can do and what you can't do, and what you should do and what you shouldn't do, and what's good and what's evil and all that. Well, you are good and evil. You are the devil, and you are Satan as well. But you're also Jesus, and you're the Christ, and you're also the light. There's even though somebody may say, oh, you're this and that, you got to use both. The law of correspondence, as above, so below. You can't do anything that there's not an opposite to. You can't do anything that there's. Let me repeat that. You can't do anything that there's not an opposite to. One of the major theories behind physics, or quantum physics, as some of my boys would say. So understand this. Understand that there is a price. That there is a price to be paid for everything. But good people and bad people both get what? You reap things. And a lot of times you don't reap what you sow. This is like did y'all hear on the Breakfast Club? Old boy was talking about. He said the biggest myth, and I agree with him. The biggest myth that you've been taught is that if you work hard, then you'll be successful. That's not true. Nobody worked harder than slaves. Nobody has worked harder in the history of the world than the Moors. Nobody has worked harder, in the history of the world than those that were slaves or the descendants of slaves from all over the world, not just from Africa, but people that have melanin. Melanated people have worked hard all the time, and the only time they're finally in the 50s and 60s. What did they say? The 40s, 50s, and 60s. They called us lazy and shiftless. They put that in history books. My mother showed me. They called us lazy and shiftless. But yet and still we built everything and we did everything. So now that we're building things and we're on our own, we need to follow up with that. Stop being so hard on black folks. Stop being, you are so critical of black folks when they're creators, but the bottom line is be a producer and not a consumer. Believe me, what they've tried to do is and what they actually have done is that they made us into the ultimate consumers. Why do you think, because I started thinking when I saw Irv Cross, a reporter, NFL reporter, National Football League reporter from back in the day. And they had him, and they had Jane Kennedy on that show, and then they had another white woman, right? And so back in the day, Jane Kennedy was considered to be the epitome of beauty, right? And the reason why do you think they had those people on that program? They had those people on that program because they wanted to draw the black audience. I talked about Jay-Z earlier. Why do you think the NFL, why do you think they went after Jay-Z to be their spokesman? Because they understand that we're the consumers and that they're the producers. And then they keep telling us that we don't have adequate numbers, but if we stop buying anything, that's why boycotts worked during the civil rights movement. And they work now. Because it's just like remember when them guys got disrespected in Starbucks in Philadelphia? Starbucks immediately called for training, diversity training, and training into different things about race and color. Why? Because they know that we're their ultimate consumer. They understand it. But we don't understand the process. And the other thing is, like I said, is we don't consume or buy the products unless, so what does General Foods have over Master P? When he's those wrap snacks, and some of them wrap snacks are actually good because they sell them in the stores down here. And I've tried them. I'm gonna be honest, and whenever we try to patronize what? Black restaurants, black whatever we can find it and patronize these people. And even if they have some flaws or they have some things that you may not agree with or whatever, but nobody agrees with you 100%. Nobody agrees with me 100%. It's all about being a free thinker and saying, okay, I don't know if that's that, but I'm going to be a free thinker. And so I'm going to allow the universe and my spirit to control some of the things that I do, but I'm not going to be overly judgmental and prejudiced against black folks are prejudiced against black folks. You think just like you go get a lawyer, you go get the Jew boy. We were laughing about this last night. You go get a lawyer, you hire a Jew boy, but the law books are all the same. The law books are the same at Howard as they are at Harvard. In fact, the greatest lawyers in the world have come from Howard, not from Harvard. The ones from Harvard just get acclaim. They just get pumped up in the media. But when you talk about real law work or something like that, the first black Supreme Court justice, et cetera, the people that made the civil rights movement. Anyway, fastest 15 minutes is up. My name is Judson Powell. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button and patronize Black business. Love you.